Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Nur Hakimah binti Johari, and for my special study module, I'm going to be talking about the nervous system and the disease related to it, which is Duchenne muscular dystrophy. First of all, as for the introduction, the nervous system is the body's main control and communication network. It receives information from the environment, processes it rapidly, and sends signals to coordinate movement, sensation, and vital body functions. By working with speed, precision, and accuracy, the nervous system allows humans to perform daily activities smoothly and efficiently. When this system is disrupted, it can affect movement, coordination, and basic routine, making everyday tasks challenging. That is related to the disease that we're going to talk about later, which is the Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Now let's talk about the anatomy of the nervous system. The anatomy of the nervous system is divided into two main parts, which is the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system consists of the brain and the spinal cord. The brain functions as the main control center of the body that is responsible for thinking, memory, emotion, and voluntary movement. Meanwhile, the spinal cord connects the brain to the rest of the body and allows signals to travel quickly between the brain and the peripheral nerve. It also controls reflex action that happens automatically without conscious thought. The peripheral nervous system includes the nerve outside the brain and the spinal cord. The main role is to connect the central nervous system to the muscle, organ, and sensory receptor. The peripheral nervous system is then divided into sensory nerve and motor nerve. The sensory nerve, as we know as afferent nerve, carry information from the body to the central nervous system. This nerve transmits sensations such as pain, temperature, touch, and pressure. For example, when you touch a hot object, sensory nerve sends signal to the spinal cord and brain so that the body can recognize danger. Next, we have the motor nerve that we also know as efferent nerve that carries signals from the central nervous system to muscle or gland. They are responsible for movement and muscle contraction. When the brain decided to move, motor nerve sends signal to the skeletal muscle, allowing actions such as walking, running, or even lifting an object. Motor nerve are further divided into somatic and autonomic nerve. Somatic motor nerve control voluntary movement of skeletal muscle, while autonomic motor nerve control involuntary function such as heart rate and digestion. Together, the sensory and motor nerve work with central nervous system to allow the body to detect changes, process information, and produce appropriate response to the body. Next, we're going to look at our neurons that consist of the nucleus, the neuron which is the cell body, dendrite, the glial cell which is the astrocyte and oligodendrocyte, axon and axon terminal. The nervous system functions by transmitting electrical impulses along neurons that called action potential. Neurons receive, process, and transmit information rapidly to allow quick response to stimuli. Communication between neurons occurs at synapse, where signals are passed from one neuron to another. Signals can be transmitted electrically or chemically, depending on the type of the synapse. Then we have our glial cell, which is the astrocyte and oligodendrocyte, that support neural function by providing insulation, which is the myelin, the nutrients, and the protection. This coordinated signaling allows control of movement, sensation, reflexes, and body regulations. Next, we're going to look at the molecular process involved, which is the ion channel control of movement of sodium, potassium, and calcium ion across the neural membrane. This ion movement generates propagate action potential along neurons. At the synapse, neurotransmitters are released into the synaptic cleft to transmit signal. Common neurotransmitters including acetylcholine, dopamine, serotonin, and glutamine. Acetylcholine is especially important in neuromuscular junction, enabling muscle contraction. Enzyme and reuptake mechanism regulate neurotransmitter level to ensure the precise signaling. Next, we're going to look at the disease that related to the nervous system, which is the Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a genetic disorder that causes progressive muscle weakness, usually starting in early childhood. It mainly affects the boys and makes daily activities like walking, running, or even climbing stairs increasingly difficult over time. Duchenne muscular dystrophy occurs due to the absence of a protein called dystrophin, which is essential for healthy muscle function. If we look at the diagram below of the functional decline in Duchenne muscular dystrophy, at 0 to 3 years old, they started to deficit in gross and fine motor function, and when they grew to 5 years old, they started to have progressive muscle weakness, and at 12 years old, DMD patients started to loss of ambulation, which is loss of the ability to walk, and started to use wheelchair to move. And next, at 50 years old, Duchenne muscular dystrophy patients started to have respiratory decline. And when they reached 20 years and above, they started to have respiratory or cardiac compilation that leads to mortality. Study shows that DMD patients has an average lifespan of 16 years old due to their lungs collapsing at 15 years old due to respiratory decline. So what is the causes, symptoms and treatments regarding to Duchenne muscular dystrophy? DMD is caused by genetic mutation on the X chromosome that is responsible for the formation of the dystrophin protein. Mutation in the gene provides information for producing dystrophin protein, preventing the body from producing new cells and tissue to form structure and support muscle function. So what can increase the risk of having DMD? First, having a family history of DMD. Second, being a male. And third, female with a family history of DMD may carry mutated gene without showing any symptoms. So, what are the symptoms of Duchenne muscular dystrophy? The symptoms of Duchenne muscular dystrophy usually appear before the age of 6 that are muscle weakness, developmental delay, fatigue, toe walking, difficulty climbing stairs, and frequent falls. They also are complications included, which is scoliosis, breathing problem, learning differences, irregular or weak heartbeat, and also short in height. So what are the treatments for Duchenne muscular dystrophy? Study shows that there are no curative treatment exists for Duchenne muscular dystrophy, but medication and physical therapy are available. First, the medication. Medications such as corticosteroids that can slow the progression of muscle weakness, that can prevent the worsening of scoliosis and optimize muscle function in the cardiovascular system. There are also medications such as ACE inhibitor that can slow the progression of cardiomyopathy and prevent heart failure. Next, there are also physiotherapy for DMD patients, which is the rehabilitation therapy to help minimize physical limitations experienced by patients with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So next, we're going to look at the famous doctor regarding to Duchenne muscular dystrophy. The first one is we're going to look at the Professor Shi Wenwu. He is the Director Department of Neurology in Beijing, China. He is very famous in China because he is specialist in neuromuscular and genetic neurological diseases. His main research focus on Duchenne muscular dystrophy. His key contribution is establish DMD patient registry. He used SNIP to detect early respiratory muscle weakness and also identify corpus callosum changes linked to cognitive issues in DMD patients. He said that in DMD management, there are no cure for DMD patient, but steroid can be used as medication to slow muscle loss but have side effects. But in Malaysia, we have Professor Dr. Tong. He is Malaysia's first board-certified clinical geneticist, Professor of Pediatrics, University of Malaya Medical Center. His expertise and contribution in specialize in rare genetic disorder, including Duchenne and Becker muscular dystrophy. He provides diagnosis, management, and genetic counseling. For advocacy and research for Professor Dr. Tong, he is a co-founder of the Malaysian Rare Disorder Society, advocated for improved genetic services and access to treatment in Malaysia, and published research on DMD diagnosis and managed in developing countries. In conclusion, the nervous system plays a vital role in controlling and coordinating all body function through its anatomy, physiology, and biochem. Disorders affecting this system can severely impact muscle function and quality of life, as seen as in Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Although there is no currently cure for DMD, advances in medical technology, pharmacology treatment, and genetic-based therapy have significantly improved disease management. And I think that's all from me. Thank you.